We are back here at the Canadian Grand Prix, the overcast skies looking very threatening to all 20 drivers here. Just waiting for everyone to select their strategies, which I'm sure will be scuppered by the wet weather very early on, as we have officially started the 30-second countdown until the formation lap. So unfortunately we were unable to run down the grid due to technical issues as the light goes on for the formation lap and goes out. So yeah, we'll just run through. So Assassin in the Alfa Romeo is on pole position. Cohen's beside him, the only two drivers who get into the 107s completing the front row. Marco in the other Alfa, very strong qualifying result for the Swiss team in third. Javier in fourth. Max and Hot Dog 5 and 6 on the third row in the Williams. Riedel in 7th in the Mercedes. It looks like he's spun actually. That's unfortunate for him. Will need to warm up his tyres and not hold up the pack too much. Adam Hertosh Libanal in 8th. Salfera in 9th. Marek Etapa in 10th in the Alpine, the first of the Alpines. Liam Cross 11th in the McLaren, in that perfect strategic spot where he gets to start on fresh tyres, unlike the other 10 drivers in front of him. Joel Mir, I believe the Venezuelan, is 12th there, starting on the mediums for the Mercedes. Maybe trying to go long, maybe trying to make sure his tyres make it until the rain. Josh Evans, who I believe is racing with no racing line. 13th, maybe a little lower down than he would have hoped for, but still a lot could change here. Florian 14th in the Red Bull, and just behind him Goy Rodriguez is 15th, his teammate. Crank York in 16th, Alex Teodor 17th, Routinho aka Wojciech Smikowski 18th, the supreme leader in the Alpine. And then the two drivers who did not get to set any sort of time, RGB and Fry Pepper, completing the back row. And actually the rain is already coming down on the formation lap, and it'll be interesting to see if these drivers if these drivers will opt to stop earlier or try and stick it out for as long as possible, as we're going to hide everything and watch the drivers go away here as the grid is completed for the Canadian Grand Prix. We have 3, 4 and 5 red lights here. Drivers rev their engines and it's lights out and away we go. See who will get the better start. See, there's a big movement. Salfero looks to be all the way down the back there. Oh, there's a front wing flying about. I'm not sure who that's from. It looks like it's from a McLaren maybe of Alex. Yes it is, and he's sandwiched there. Very slow start in here. Of course the grip is going to be decreasing all the time, but Assassin's got away well. Top 8 have all stayed the same, as the leaderboards have gone a bit glitchy. I apologise for that, but we should be sorted very quickly. And Marco spun. Marco Botta in the Alfa Romeo, the driver qualified P3, and he gets a little bit out of shape there on the curb again. I don't exactly know what happened, but Javier and Cohen's going side to side here. Cohen just looks out of position, but Javier has the inside line. He gets ahead, so he's going to dive down. Secret Hot Dog very close there as well. Maybe backs out a little bit. Javier with a little lock up, but he's actually kept the position. Very good from the Italian, but up in front, Assassin has already got a 2.3 second advantage. Perfect start for the American here, and hopefully he can just extend that gap, although the rain will be causing problems to strategies already here. No one diving into the pits just yet. Going side by side through the wall of champions. That is ballsy. 3 wide. Secret Hot Dog's got to run on both of them here. A Secret Hot Dog is going to go down the inside, and they're going to crash. Oh, Javier spun, and I'm not sure what's happened. It just looks like he's locked the rear axle, and Javier's gone from second. Such a great start, but it's very advantageous for the Williams 2 and 3. Our teammates have gone from 5th and 6th respectively. And it looks like that is a safety car, or I'm not sure if it's a... Yes, it's a full safety car. Maybe we'll see some stops from the drivers. Riedel DNF'd at some point there. It looks like it was at the first corner where he had problems on the formation lap as well. And the safety car just goes through him. Clearly doesn't care. But yeah, the rain is coming down heavily now, and I think if I was in the position of the drivers, I would 100% be stopping onto the intermediate tyres. But just now we'll take an opportunity to check the biggest winners. So yeah, Hot Dog, Max, Hot Dog, Libanau, Tapper, Yormir and Josh all moving up at least 4 positions. And Fry's moved up 9 from the back of the grid as we see Passassin stop, and I assume we'll be going on to the intermediates. But Hot Dog has stayed out, maybe looking to avoid a double stack there. I'm not sure if that's wise. I'm really not sure that's wise. I would prioritise the double stack because now he's going to be caught behind the safety car as Fry gets a 5-second penalty for a collision with Javier. Yeah, and they both have a 5 seconds from that. I don't know if they'll be serving that in the pits. Oh no, yeah, some teams having to double stack. Yeah, they're waiting to change Fryer Pepper's front wing. Has he served the penalty? No, he didn't serve the penalty, and neither did Javier. So that's going to be a big burden for them. Let's see what these drivers will be looking to do. But yeah, the top 6 are all on dry tyres, but they're going to have to box eventually. Everyone behind them, I believe, will be on the intermediates. Yes. So yeah, the top 6, I believe, won't be staying there for much longer as the track gets wetter and wetter here. So yeah, that was a thrilling start, but devastating for Riedel, the only driver to DNF out of the carnage. Let's try and find everything. But yeah, Marco and Cones has gone into 15th. I'm not sure why that is. He might have had to double stack with his, well no, his teammate. His teammate was in the pits. I'm not quite sure what happened to Cones. If anyone could tell me, that would be great. But yeah, he's just behind Marco. Both of them have had some drama despite their great qualifying performance. As now, yeah, the 6 drivers all go onto the pits for intermediates, and they're going to be starting right from the back here. It's very frustrating for them. Yeah, Passassin regains the lead. Tapper is in 3rd now, moving up 7 positions, and Josh 5th from P13 on the grid as well. Gui moved up 8 positions as well from 15th in the Red Bull. Those two looking like the biggest winners now. And Cones has boxed again, and I'm not sure why that is. Did he have a front wing change? He must have. No, I'm not. I think he had a penalty that he wanted to serve. Yes, he had a penalty that he wanted to serve. Now that makes sense. That's clever from Cones, actually. He doesn't lose out too much. And won't be caught up in it when he makes his 2nd stop onto the intermediates. And hopefully the safety car will be going in at the end of this lap, as Cones, the last driver to catch up, will be doing so all the time. Yeah, so just to run down through the order, we have Drake Dempsey, Passassin in P1, Max in P2, as the safety car is going in this lap, Marika Tapper 3rd, Salfera 4th, Josh Evans in 5th, Javier 6th, Gui Rodriguez 7th, Dave Fillingham 8th, Marco Botta 9th, Libanau 10th, Yolmir 11th, Liam 12th, Fortinio 13th. And I'm going to stop talking now because Passassin has made the safety car restart, maybe triggering carnage behind. It looks like Liam Cross has spun on the back straight. I'm not sure what happened to him there. Yeah, Max getting as close as he can to the back of Passassin. It's going to be very tricky to stick with the rapid American here. See if there are any battles going on. Everyone seems to have got away cleanly. Crank Yorgos he's had to box here. That's really not ideal for him. He's had to box right at the end, and he's just going to have a massive gap to the rest of the field. I don't know who set the fastest lap, but I believe they'll be keeping that. Yeah, it was Passassin. He has a 15.5, and no one's going to beat that on the Inters. So at least that's confirmed for him. Sector 2 spin, and it's Fry. And actually Josh lost a lot of positions there. The Aston Martins, really unfortunate for them. And Josh has no front wing, and he's been involved in a collision. I'm not sure, maybe it was his teammate. But Josh, really unfortunate for him. He'd done so well to move up through the field, and now he's had no reward with no front wing on lap 5. Going to go back to the leader. Passassin has just stretched out the gap to about a second to Max. And the Williams driver will do everything he can to keep with the Alfa Romeo. See if there's anyone particularly close. Yeah, Gui, Secret Hot Dog and Marco are all in within 1 second of each other. Bit of a lock up from Secret Hot Dog. Javier's gone deep. Secret Hot Dog getting very close to the back of the Red Bull. Marco just on the inside as well there. There's about 4 cars just lining up for it. Going to be any moves down the inside. Hot Dog has a little look, but he thinks better of the big dive bomb. Doesn't want to force anyone into a wall. But Marco's going to go for a move on the outside there. I think Hot Dog's going to have to yield. Yeah, opportunistic from Marco, but he's got himself up into 2nd place, so fair play to him. Sorry, 7th place. Yeah, out front, Passassin's extended his gap to about 1.4 seconds now. Max doing everything he can to keep him within range though. And Gui, yeah, I think Gui must have had a little moment there because he's lost 2 of his aces. And he's always tagged Marco in the rear. It's not ideal for them at all. Both drivers managing to hold the car in the right direction, but still pretty challenging to do so in these wet conditions. Is Hot Dog going to have a little look at the inside? Yeah, he's going to think better of it. Brakes early. Just has to be careful here, the Brit. And especially at that corner, overtaking is very scarce. He's going to have to hold station for now. Of course, no DRS assistant being offered to these drivers due to the wet conditions. Overtaking will have to be made at the corners. And wow, the gap is already 2 seconds. Passassin really showing his pace here. Max, as fast as he is, he's still got to do a lot to keep up. I'm just checking deployment. Passassin's got 100% ERS. He barely used any. Uses a little bit on the exit, but turns it off very quickly. He just wants to keep saving, which of course it's easier to do in the wet conditions. As yeah, Javier and Marco, I believe 2 F1 drivers from last season, have put quite a bit of time into Gui. I'm not sure if he has damage or he just is struggling to keep up at the minute. Yeah, quite a lot of drivers are now within that 1 second gap. You can see just about 7, 8 of them. I don't know if anyone's close enough to line up any moves though. There's a penalty. Would that be track limits for Marco Botta? Yes, it is. He's the first. He received the first track limits penalty, and that can be crucial because it's very easy to stay in track limits in wet conditions, as you're not going as fast, not carrying as much speed through the corners. So yeah, that's it's unfortunate for him. He's had a pretty torrid race, although he has got himself up into P6, despite the spin on lap 1. But now Passassin has gained about 6-7 tenths on Max since we last went on board with these two. And Fry's retired from the session. Fry at turn 2 is another safety car. Well, the gap, that'll be disappointing for Passassin. The gap that he was just about to extend is now going to be reduced to 0 as Josh gets a new front wing fitted again. But the safety car has been deployed for the 2nd time in just 8 laps this race. I know it's set on increase, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a few more. Is Passassin going to pit? No, he's not. Just going to see if anyone's going to pit here. I think it would be wise to stay out in this situation as to take advantage of the tyres. Yeah, and Gui's actually got ahead of Marco there. I'm not sure if he had a little mistake, but at some point in the carnage, and yeah, Hot Dog's boxed. Is he getting a new front wing or what's happening? No, he's just getting new tyres. Oh, he's boxing onto the wets. I had a feeling that might happen. That is really, really brave from the Brit. Routinho gets onto a new set of inters, Yolmir as well. I'm not sure if that's the right call. I really don't think it's wet enough for the wet tyres yet. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Maybe the rain will intensify. Who knows? It might be a mastermind call from Hot Dog here. He's the only tyre on the wet compound. The other 17 still in the race on the intermediates. Oh! Well, I'm not sure what's happened there. Cones has spun on the exit of turn 8 as Hot Dog's got himself a time penalty under the safety car. That's really unfortunate. But Cones, the driver who had qualified in P2, just spins. I'm not sure what happened to him at all there. Really, really unfortunate for him. And his great qualifying performance is has now been marred by this disappointing result. He had a really torrid race, getting into the lower positions after a great start, and now he's in the wall. And a lot to answer for there as Hot Dog's got himself another penalty. 5 seconds with Alex. As Alex goes into the pits, is he getting a new front wing? Yeah, he is. I think Alex must have gone into the back of Hot Dog there. And it looks like, are they getting the wet tyres ready for him? Yes, they are. So that's 2 drivers on the wets. Maybe they're suggesting it, or maybe they're just copying he's just copying Hot Dog because he wants to take the opportunity. Who knows? Have to say I hate this track. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. You haven't had the best race today. But, well, at least it's not on the main calendar for ERO. This is only a social race. I believe it should be going in next lap, unless the back drivers can catch up very quickly. It better not be, it isn't. Well, it could be worse. You could be doing Abu Dhabi full wet, so just be grateful for that, mate. Well, yeah, it'll be very difficult for the drivers to get heat into their tyres going slowly and in these wet conditions. Track temperatures very low here, and it'll be interesting to see who can get the most weaving done, who can get the most heat in their tyres. There'll be a lot less understeer for them. So that's what the driver should be doing. Besassen doesn't seem too bothered though. He's just going straight under the safety car, not looking to get heat into his tyres. On the steering wheel, yeah, it says like his inters, well, the figures I saw were 53 and 52 degrees, and that's well below operating range. He's going to have to do a lot of weaving on this lap, as I'm sure the safety car will be coming in. Josh has stopped again, and Josh is on the wet tyres, taking a chance here. From the back, we have 3 drivers on the wets now. Well, of course, it's a great idea from Josh because he has nothing to lose, and we'll see if he can make some places up, maybe with some better traction. A bit of weave for Besassen now, as he wiggles to get the heat in his tyres. Although it's not too aggressive. Now it is. And Javier's got 5-second penalty for a collision with Guai. That's really bad. And yeah, they both have 5 seconds now. Javier has 10, as the safety car, race control has officially said the safety car will go in this lap. So we'll just see what Verstappen does on the restart. Going to be have to be very careful on the power. Doesn't want to get too aggressive, otherwise he might just spin straight out. Max going to be watching his every move, and actually we'll go. We'll look at it from the POV of Max here. Just see how quickly he can react to the Alfa Romeo's first move. Oh, he's gone already. Smart. Oh, Max going to struggle through there. Verstappen maybe backs out a little bit. No, he's getting... That's a really good restart. Really smart. And actually along the way, Salfera... What's happened back there? Oh, it's been everyone's dived into the pits for the wet tyres. Everyone in for the wets here. Oh, it's going to be a big call. So we have 9 drivers staying out. Who was on the wets already? I believe Hot Dog, Alex, and well, yeah, Josh, Hot Dog, and Alex with what appears to be a master stroke here on the wet tyres. Josh really taking his chances from P20, and this might have paid off, as clearly the wet tyre is now the best strategy. And as well, great foresight from Hot Dog as well to get onto the wet tyres earlier than anyone else. He, of course, he has some penalties to deal with, but he's reaped the rewards from that significantly. See what Verstappen does. I believe he'll be diving into the pits at the end of this lap. So, sector 3 yellow flag. Alex is dropping positions. Alex has spun. And Alex, the driver on the wet tyres, the guy who had the jump, has spun at turn 8. He follows after comes up there. Very tricky exit. The car can snap at any time, and he goes down the I don't really know what he's doing there. Anyway, Verstappen has stayed out, as Alex gets himself a 10-second penalty for going straight across the track. Yeah, but Verstappen has stayed out on the Inters. Maybe he's just trying to stretch a gap and avoid the traffic. He has 6.7 to Salfera now. It's a big there's a big hold up there because of everyone going into the pits. So who is on the Inters? So there's 3 drivers who haven't stopped yet, and they are Verstappen, Salfera and Flo. But their first stop will be coming imminently with both worn tyres and the wrong tyres, really, to be on at this stage in the Grand Prix, with the rain pouring down now, heavier than before. See how quickly Josh is closing, how quickly he closes through this corner, and Alex has DNF'd. Oh my god. And we have another safety car, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 3rd in 13 laps. Oh, that's unfortunate for Gui. He's got a drive-through. Speeds under the safety car, and he will not be able to serve it. That's really scuppered his chances. Please don't try and serve it. Okay, good. But yeah, he's going to have to serve that right at the end of the safety car period. But yeah, Flo is now leading the race. Verstappen, he stopped to another set of Inters, and that's interesting actually. He seems to favour the intermediate tyre, whereas the vast majority of the drivers now are on the wets, and Hot Dog's gone back onto the Inters from the wets. It's all the question of what the best tyre to be on is. Well, 2 drivers favour the Inters. I say that 5 drivers favour the Inters. and the other 11 favour the wets. See if anyone has an advantage. I mean, I know there are situations in which the tyres can be matched, but surely this rain is too heavy now for the Inters to grip properly. Increased safety car was the wrong choice, but this is what pre-season is all about. I'm going to withhold my opinions, Josh. Just please no one crash. Have a look at the slightly topsy-turvy grid. Yeah, well, the top 3 runners have all gone up at least 10 positions. Crank Georg as well, who actually crashed earlier on the wet tyres in P5. So yeah, it's all about strategy here. What tyres you want to be on, it's all about the timing, really. Something that, well, the winner of the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix, Jenson Button, as I spoke about earlier, something he was a master of. I'm sure if he was racing, he'd be if he was racing today, he'd have a great idea of what to do. But yeah, there seems to be a lot of there's a lot of variation in the grid here, and everything is still to play for. Not many drivers have penalties. No one seems to have damage, and there's still 20 laps of chaos ahead of us. Safety car is it coming in? Yeah, it is coming in. No, it is coming in. I didn't see the instruction. As Max dives into the pits here, and Flo's going to lead them away. He hasn't really been able to draw out much of a gap. Brakes early for turn 1. But yeah, Max falling down a lot of positions. Is he getting a wing change of any sort here? I'm not sure. No, he's going on to the Inters. So the intermediate tyre then being preferred by more and more of the drivers. Maybe Persassin has made the right call. Josh and Yomi has to cut the track, and he goes into Persassin, puts him into the wall. That'd be very unfortunate there, but they just have managed to avoid contact. But yeah, Persassin is now all the way into 3rd place. And Josh has already made a move on. He's made a move on Flo, and he has gone into P1 here as the Welshman. It's really exciting. Persassin all over the back of Flo, who's really struggling on his old tyres. They've run out of grip. He's going to have to stop soon. He should have stopped under the safety car, really. Well, let's see who has the advantage between Josh. I believe Persassin is, well, he has gained a lot of time on the exit there, maybe losing some of it now. Yeah, it's ERS all the way down the back straight. No real gaps formed, although Gui has had to serve his drive through. No, he hasn't served it yet. He's just lost time. That's unfortunate. But Josh Evans leads the Canadian Grand Prix on lap 17, but Persassin very close, just edging nearer and nearer. Gonna have to let's get a move done. The Inter looking to have superior grip actually. And as I say that, Persassin has taken the lead, and he's already gapped Josh by a second. Josh sliding around on the wets now. I think it would be time for him to change his strategy. Though he might prioritise track position. It is quite close to the, well, he goes off the track limits, but I don't think he would have got a warning there. Well, that's just, it's gone from bad to worse for him. Unable to serve his drive-through penalty as of yet. And well, yeah, Assassin's already got Josh by 2.5 seconds. The wet tyres, from what looked very briefly like a masterstroke from the Welshman, is now looking like a disaster class. He's going to have to dive into the pit surely. Oh yeah, he fakes in. He makes a split-second decision to go into the pits, onto the intermediates. As Flo follows him. Flo, who's actually made his tyres last a very long time, maybe looking to go to the end. I mean, he's kept them going for 14 laps. He's kept the Inters going for 14 laps, so maybe he'll be able to do 17, who knows. Yeah, Assassin regains the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. I'm not sure if he'll be looking to stop again, maybe try and go the whole race on this set. Only 4 laps age. So there's still potential. I think all the guys past maybe Hot Dog, I think maybe 3 laps, guys of that tyre age can look at going the whole way. Although nothing's certain yet. Martino getting very close to the back of Libanow here. They're going to go side by side through the casino hairpin. Libanow makes a bit of a lunge down the inside. Martino's going to go for the switchback. Oh, that's brilliant. It's a great move from the Polish driver. He makes the switchback on his Slovakian friend Libanow. And he moves himself up into P5. He started from, I believe, P18, so great drive from this league's owner here. See if he can keep it. Keep the position now. Max, oh well, just as we go on board with him, Commentator's curse, he gets himself a 3-second penalty, and the other Flo gets one as well. They're sacking up for the drivers now. Track limits of Canada, the notorious limits, starting to make their mark on the standings here. Just see, I mean, the gap with Assassin is just increasing all the way. 8.1, I mean, it's increasing at multiple seconds a lap on Assassin on his newer intermediate tyres, showing me how it's done, showing everyone how it's done really. But of course, with the increased safety cars, anything can happen, and especially with the drying track. I mean, actually the track does look quite a bit drier. It's still raining, it's still way off slick conditions, but maybe we could see a little change of strategy. Maybe it will dry out at the end, who knows. Crankyork, well, of course he's got 14 lap old tyres, he's going to have no grip there. He's going to have to look at boxing now. I believe he will be. Flo getting close to the back of him, avoiding the slipstream. Let's see what Crankyork does. Oh god, he's drifted through there, and he's got a track limits penalty as well. And I believe if I was him, I'd be boxing anytime soon, really. Liam getting close to the back of South Fairer here, but he isn't able to get the position. Josh looking behind, he's stopped onto the intermediate tyres now from the lead of the race. Gui, unfortunately for him, has lost a lot of time. He's 46 seconds behind, and Assassin is on the back of him. Just with a drive-through penalty, it's unfortunate. There was a lot of hope for this, for him being as high as P5 eventually, at some point in the race, but he hasn't been able to capitalise on all that, as he would be the first driver to be lapped in this race. As now we're just seeing the penalties rack up. Josh gets one of the only drivers in the below P10 to have a penalty. So that means that he's at a disadvantage to his direct competition now. And Crankyork has 9 seconds now. He's the driver with anything over 3. So he's going to have to pray that the other drivers make mistakes when it comes to the limits here. Otherwise he's going to drop down very significantly through the order. Coutinho's in P4 now. Just having a look at Max, who was second for a big part of this race. Get close to the back of now here. Sector 2 and 3 yellow flag. I think it might have been Gui letting... has he got wing damage? He looks like he's understeering a lot. No, I don't believe so, but there was yellow flags for some reason. Maybe Gui backed out. I'm going to check Max here because he's got the... Actually, we'll have a look at Liam. Liam's going to go for a move down the inside here of turn 7 and 8, forces Salfera off the track. Not really room for two other cars, but Liam's made the move and Salfera's losing a lot of positions as a result of it. Is the Italian Josh getting up behind? See if he's going to make... Anyone's going to make a lunge. Oh, the Haas goes very late down the inside. I don't know if there was contact there. The Ferrari of Javier. Oh, and he's sneaking up the inside. That's a brave move on his teammate. Javier taking advantage of the better traction, moving himself up into P13. But Liam is the main benefactor of that. He's moved up into P10. And without any penalties, he looks to gain a lot of positions if he's able to catch up. But yeah, Passassin now leads the race by 12 seconds provisionally. About 16 with when penalties are accounted for. As Hot Dog will move ahead of Yolmir in the standings. Just need to wait and see when these guys are going to have to stop because... Oh, that's unfortunate. Marco's gone for his second spin at that section of the track now. Really unfortunate for him. Such a great qualifying session, and now it seems to have gone to waste. But he's in P7, goes side by side with Crank York, but gets a better traction out of turn 8 here. If anyone's close, Liminal and Max, well, they've stayed at the same gap for the last for a few laps now, as there are 2 penalties there. RGB is the one that I can see who has a 3 second. But yeah, Max staying at the back of Liminal, who's Liminal running quite low on ERS, actually only 24% roughly. So Max is going to have to look to take advantage of that one. Josh gets past Craig York at turn 3 here. Oh, Javier's gone for a little dive there, and he stays on the inside. Craig York's gone wide, losing a lot of positions here. Salfera's going to have a look at the inside. But yeah, Javier with a big lunge, but it looks like he's gaining some positions, and he's getting provisionally in the point. He's provisionally in the points now, without any penalties to his name. Let's see what Max can do down the back straight. No ERS usage, interestingly, from the Dutchman. Alex says, Javier, your setup is... I won't say that word because Routinho will boot me out the server. But, I mean, in fairness to Javier, it looks like he's doing quite well, so... Maybe setup isn't too bad, Alex. Maybe forgetting to brake at the hairpin was probably more your downfall. Hot Dog's getting closer to the back of Yolmir now. Just 6/10, but of course with no DRS it will be really hard to actually make the move. Of course Yolmir will have to stop soon enough. 15 laps of wear on his tyres now. I mean, this is the longest that we've seen a driver. Never mind, Crackgill's been on the Inters for 19 laps. Not quite sure why he's going for that, but fair play to him. Matty Dumps. Okay. I apologise to you then, mate. I hope you're doing fine after the heavy impact. Yeah, Javi's put a bit of time into Flo and Salfera here. The F1 driver showing his experience and pace. Close to RGB. I don't think he's going to be able to look up the inside there. But we should be seeing a move between those two in the coming laps for sure. Sector 2 yellow flag, that's an AlphaTauri as Crank York on those tyres, the 20 lap old tyres, losing so much grip, and that's a real shame for him. He's going to have to box sooner rather than later. Mate, what should you do? I think you should probably see some sort of a doctor, mate, maybe a therapist. But I sincerely hope you're doing better. I just see almost every driver as a penalty now. I mean, I was saying that it wasn't as hard to exceed in the wet here, but I've been proven wrong. Most just on 3 seconds, but yeah, Crank York and Flo has hit 6 seconds now. So he's put himself at a disadvantage there. Has the German. Speaking of which, Gui, his race is unfortunately in the bin. Hits himself 6 seconds worth of penalties. Hot Dog's even closer now as we see a yellow flag in sector 1. I believe that's a tapper. Yes, a tapper spun. A tapper spun at turn 2. That's to turn the car around, losing all touch with Salfera and Flo there. That's unfortunate for the Slovakian. And yeah, well, Yolma's doing very well to hold on to the position, but he can surely hear Hot Dog breathing down his neck. There's another safety car. There's another safety car. I'm not sure who that is because of. Maybe the debris from the crash of a tapper, but well, I'll tell you who'll be most annoyed about that is Passassin. Although he should be able to put on some brand new intermediates, he definitely has the gap to do so. With 21 seconds, that's incredible. We have the 4th safety car of the Canadian Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Very eventful race as predicted. Just seeing, yeah, a tapper lost wing, and I think the front wing on the track is why the safety car was caused. Yeah, Passassin does go into the pits then for a brand new set of intermediate tyres. And well, yeah, with Yolmir just at the back straight now, and he's sure to box. It is a real no-brainer. Why is Passassin on the softs? Why are you doing this? Passassin, I don't really know what Passassin's trying to do here. Yes, with Helio and Libanal on the softs, I mean, it must be. I don't know if they must have been told by the engineer that it's drying up, but I for sure it does not look dry enough at all for those tyres. The track very slick and greasy. Have the audio glitch where you hear Clara's blaring headache. So surprised that this game has been released already. So I know it's horrible. It's like they make a juttering sound until they're in about 5th gear. It's like trying to start an old steam train. Oh no. And Libanau has been caught out on the wet track, and he is spun in the middle of the straight. Yeah, this is what I mean about the soft tyres. It is certainly not the time for them. I believe Routinho and Passassin have made a big mistake, and it will be very discouraging for them having made that decision. And Libanau is out of the race after having put up a pretty solid performance, it has to be said. I don't quite know why Secret Hot Dog and Yolmi are exchanging positions, but there you go. Hot Dog actually on 14 lap old Inters now, so he's going to have to drag them a very long way. Although it's shown to be possible by Crank here, who has now dragged these out for 23 laps, in fairness to him. It takes some doing. So your Hot Dog will be able to make it to the end, but whether he'll be able to hold back Yolmir will be another story completely. This game has more bugs than all the Indiana Jones movies combined. Yeah, I know, man. It's disappointing to see it, but I don't understand why he's not boxing. Man, you're on 20. You've been on these tyres pretty much the whole race. Why would you not stop? Is he like trying to get a puncture? It does look like it has stopped raining. A little drift from Passassin there. It has stopped raining, and the track does look very greasy. Maybe at the end the soft tyres will come into play. Maybe they have just made the right call. Oh, the next 6 laps will tell. And very exciting to see what happens, because for the first time in this race I have no idea what is going to happen. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it stopped raining, but the track's drying, but it just looks too greasy as the safety car is coming in this lap. And again, we're going to go on board with Hot Dog. Well, he's got traffic in front of him actually. That's bad. He's got Gui and Passassin, Gui and a Tapper, sorry, in between himself and Passassin, so he's not going to be able to see when they go. He's going to have some ghosty cars to get through. Passassin hasn't gone as early as he did before. I think he's going now. Yeah, he's going now. And Hot Dog is about 1.3 seconds back. They're on completely different tyres. One on the dry and one on the wet compound. Yellow flags everywhere, but the green flags are out now. Josh has boxed onto the softs. So yeah, he is making that call. But oh, Hot Dog's got a 5-second for ignoring yellow flags. I don't know why. I think that's surely got to be removed. I mean, as he makes a move now into the lead of the of this Grand Prix, of the Canadian Grand Prix here. A Tapper has now retired from the session. Please don't bring out another safety car. But yeah, Passassin is losing, just losing time to these guys now. Maybe Yolmi can win this race. I think Hot Dog will have to get that 5 seconds removed from his race time, because in my eyes he did nothing wrong. Just going to see when if there is going to be a cut-off point where the soft tyres are working better than the Inters. Someone dived into the pits. Yeah, Hot Dog's in the pits. He's going onto the softs now. Or he must be, at least. Is that the right call? Well, I mean, time will tell. We've only got 4 laps left. It looks like 2 drivers are going on to the... well, there's 4 drivers on a soft compound and 10 on the Inters. And now leads the race, but Passassin is now gaining time. But Passassin has got himself a 3-second penalty now, which removes the advantage that he had kept for so long. And Josh is DNF'd, but he is retired in the pits, to my knowledge. Might be issues with timing. Yolmir and Passassin getting very close. But yeah, now it looks the track has dried. It's dried very quickly here. All the water just evaporating. And that means Passassin is now going to have the lead once again at this Canadian Grand Prix. Goes back to dry conditions 5 laps before the end. How ironic is this? But yeah, I mean, although Coutinho is now in 9th, I mean, everyone in front of him is going to have to stop. Coutinho is going to be in 2nd. If Salfera stays out of the intermediate tyres, yeah, DRS is enabled. That's the primary sign, really. And Coutinho has gone up 16 positions, doing what he did in the So I just need to remember where everything is here. What he did in the All-Star race. Possessor now has an 8.8 second lead. Hot Dog's just the fastest lap of a 14.7. Salfera's on the inters, and maybe he's going to try and stick them out. Try and be brave. I mean, he only has about 10 seconds. He's got to lose about 4 seconds to be honest, if I was Salfera, I would stay out. I'd be the brave one who tries it. Because the track isn't bone dry at all. Yeah, Assassin just in his element now. It should win this by over 10 seconds. But he's made all the right calls today, and credit to him. Sets the fastest lap in 11.2. That's very quick. He has, however, got himself another penalty. Maybe a little bit too aggressive with the track limits on that lap. But it shouldn't be a worry for him, unless, of course, he crashes RGB. Please don't be another safety car. Just looks like it's Sector 3 yellow flags. Let's see if anything is brought out. Oh, Crack York blocked the rear axle and spun. And that is everything wrong with not using ABS on this game, sadly. But yeah, for once a crash has not resulted in a safety car in this race. Anyway, with DRS enabled, Javier gets past Salfera. Yeah, Salfera has really lost. His gamble hasn't worked, although fair play to him for doing it. You can only respect the effort. Let's just check the penalties, because some are heavier. I mean, Javier stands to win a lot, actually. Stands to gain multiple positions. Assassin does a 110.0 track drying all the time. But yeah, fair play to Javier, the only driver without a penalty now left on the racetrack. Marco's very close to the back of Max on his penultimate lap here. Be very unwise to make a lunge. And experienced Spaniard does not do it. So, yeah, he's just going to have to wait for the DRS on this long back straight here. There's a little switchback on Max to take the inside line. Deploys his DRS. They're both on exactly the same amount here. My God, he's not gaining anything. They're going exactly the same speed, but Javier is just losing positions, and Marco has to back out, and it's wise to do so. He's on the inside of Max, goes on the grass, and he makes the move. That's really brave. Javier peels. Oh, he squeezed him a little bit. Oh, it's a big crash. Oh my word, Marco has got into the wall, and that was never going to end well. Free wide. Javier did not know where he was. Oh, that's unfortunate. And I think Javier might have picked up some damage in the midst of that as well. At least he seemed to be on the steering. And Marco, all his good work has been undone. That's really unfortunate to see. But anyway, on to the undisputed winner of this race, Assassin. He has led pretty much every lap here. Started on pole. He's going to come through the last corner now to win the Canadian Grand Prix What a drive from the American, showing his prowess ahead of the season. He beats his fastest lap by 1,000th. But I tell you who the driver of the day is. It can only be one man. The one and only Coutinho has come from P18 to finish second. The opportunistic stop onto the soft tyre has paid dividends to him in full colour. Liam as well, on his debut, comes third. Great drive from him. Hot Dog picked up another penalty in the process and was only able to collect fourth. Javier did well. I mean, that collision with Marco was very unfortunate there. He comes fifth, the only driver to get no penalties. Well done to him for that. Yolmer's sixth. Max just 0.02 of a second away from Yolmer in seventh. Marco with that last lap spin, losing so many positions. Unfortunate for him, but it is only a social race. Flo ninth, Salfera 10th, and Crank York takes the checkered flag to finish 10th. It says Salfera's 10th for some reason. But yeah, that's a great race, and as both I and the game are united in our decision for driver for the day, and that is Coutinho. As you watch the podium now, Passassin takes the top spot. Really good from him, joined by Coutinho and Liam on the podium as well. And yeah, what an entertaining race, from dry to wet to even wetter to drying out and then to bone dry again. The changeable conditions of Canada strike again in this race. As yeah, we see the Alfa Romeo driver celebrate, and Julie, as Javier said, next time standard safety car. Okay, I can't disagree with that as the commentator. But yeah, just run through the final standings now. Assassin, Coutinho, Liam, Hot Dog, Javier, the only driver with no pens, Yolmi, Max, Marco, the Romanian, Florian comes in P9, and Salfera picked up the fastest lap on the last lap of the race. And that might be the first time I've ever seen a 7 stop in a league race. Only a few drivers are able to limit it to 3, but that is incredibly impressive, starting from 11th and getting into 3rd there. Well done to Liam. What a great drive from him. And yeah, that will be it from me, Ben Riedel here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. We look ahead now to the ERO season, which will be starting very shortly. And yeah, until then, goodbye from me.